Hello guys, Sujara speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 333, and today I read you E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, Pop Classic Edition. So let's read it now, shall we? So we got for us. E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, Pop Classic Edition. It's written by, based on a film written by Melissa Madison, and directed by Steven Spielberg, illustrated by Kim Smith. So here we go. This is published by... Okay, hold on. This is copyrighted 2017, all reserved. So there you go. Let's make that sense in any way. So, there you go with that. So, there you go. Anyway. It was a week before Halloween. Elliot wants to be played with his brother Michael, but Michael said no. Come on, guys. Elliot pleaded. I can fight goblins as well. Just go get a pizza, Michael said. I felt worried for Elliot at the time, so, you know, it's just too much bedtime for that. So, there you go on that. Next page. Anyway. Elliot once went outside and paid the delivery man. On the way back inside, he heard a noise coming from the shed. Elliot lived near a forest. Sometimes coyotes wander into the shed, okay? But because these footprints didn't look at the coyotes' tracks, and coyotes don't roll balls to kids. Wow. This all makes sense now in any way, and just felt worried for Elliot at this point. So, there you go. So, yeah. This all makes sense now. Next page. This definitely wasn't a coyote. Elliot tries to tell his family there's a goblin in the shed. A real goblin. An alien, yeah. Where's the pizza? Michael asked. No one believed Elliot's story. Yeah. Yeah, it was an alien named E.T. You know, I felt worried. You know, he's kind of shy and lonely. You know, I just don't know what to do next. Played by a late actress to play E.T. You know, that's just me. Next page. The next day, Elliot went beyond the shed to the woods to look for the goblin. Okay? He saw people with strange equipment searching for something. Went there looking for a goblin as well. If they found it, what would they do with it? Elliot had to find the goblin first. That night, after everyone was asleep, Elliot left a trail of candy from the shed into the house. Up the stairs and into his room. I feel kind of worried, you know, it just make more sense in any way. So, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial is an Able Entertainment logo difference. Next page. Anyway. It turned out the goblin liked candy. The next day, Elliot introduced the goblin to Michael and to his little sister, girl. Yeah, this alien is named E.T., not a goblin. So, there you go. This all makes sense now in any way. So, there you go. Next page. Michael and Gertie quickly realized that what Elliot has learned that the night before. God was kind and very smart. Yes, agreed. 1,000,000%. He had to at least do something about it. So, there you go. E.T. is smart. Unless you have to do something about it. Next page. Anyway. Come on. The kids was excited and curious about their new friend. He seemed too nice to be a goblin. Maybe it's a monkey, said Michael. I don't like his speed, said Gertie, something like that. You'll learn. We're here home, Elliot said. Where are you from? The goblin pointed at the sky. There was powers and some fruits and vegetables to create mall on the solar planet. I don't think he was a goblin, man. Guys, they're alien feet. You know, that just makes more sense anyway. So there you go. Next page. The goblin wasn't a goblin at all. He was an extraterrestrial, an alien from another planet. Elliot called him E.T. for short. Meanwhile, the planet people looking for E.T. were getting closer, Yeah, and just like I felt worried for E.T. at this point, so especially the kids. You know, this just make more sense in any way, so there you go. Next page. Anyway. The next morning, the kids went out to school. Their mom was leaving for work. She had a noise coming from the closet. But when she opened the door, all she saw were stuffed animals. After she left, E.T. Had the house all to himself. He was exploring. First he made friends with the local wildlife. Okay. This all makes sense now in any way. So, there you go on E.T.'s stuff to make sense. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway. There you got something to eat. He found a toy to play with and something to read. Then he watched television and learned about Earth's forms of communication and how all which gave him an idea. If only he found himself, he could find anything he needed. Of course, what that needed back in the old, let's say, video game version of E.T., the video game which is the worst video game in history of the Atari days. So there you go. The movie was much better than the video game version of Atari, so there you go. If you haven't seen the Angry Video Game movie itself, go check it out. It's everywhere. Next page. Anyway. When Gertie came home, she taught E.T. the alphabet. B is for ballroom. She said, B, E.T. said. Yes, Gertie said, B. Good. Elliot got home not much later and found E.T. in this closet. Gertie and E.T. were playing dress up together. Elliot, E.T. said, time to talk, Gertie bragged. I don't know what to do next between now and E.T.'s goblin thingy, so it just all makes sense now in any way. So, there you go. Next page. It's a Sesame Street thing, but, you know. Elliot found the box of items that E.T. had collected. He cut himself on the saw blade. Ouch. Elliot yelped. Ouch, E.T. said. His finger began to glow. E.T. touched his fingertip to Elliot and the cut healed. Then E.T. showed Elliot and Gertie a drawing of something that he wanted to build. Jeez. It looked like a radio. Phone home. E.T. said. It just want to make sense in any way between the movie and the video game difference, as I mentioned earlier in the Bedtime Stories episode. So there you go. It just all makes sense now in any way. Next page. Anyway. E.T. worked on this radio all night. Okay? Meanwhile, the people who were looking for E.T. were getting into closer. E.T. wanted his family to find him and take him home. But he had to hurry. E.T. wanted Matt to live on Earth. He wanted Star to feel sick. You know, that was not mentionable, when E.T. first came out in 1982, If he goes in the hospital with E.T., with Elliot, I was not going to feel worried, Because it's Steven Spielberg film. We can do this whatever we want, That's just me. Next page. Anyway. The next day was Halloween. It was a perfect time to get E.T. into the woods. Where he would use the radio to send a clear signal home. Michael and Elliot pretended that E.T. was Gurry. Off they went. Into the streets and broad daylight. No one suspected a thing. Some of the costume made E.T. think of home. The alien extraterrestrial thing had to make more sense, but this is not a good example of what's going on. So, there you go, between E.T. and things like that. So, there you go on that. Next page. We're almost done with this episode, so there you go. Away from other trick-or-treaters, Elliot and E.T. got on Elliot's bike and headed into the woods. When the ride got too bumpy, E.T. took over. Together, they rose off the ground and soared through the sky. This is kind of why Able Entertainment logo different, so there you go on that. So, yeah, it would make more sense in any way. Yeah. And he laughed all the way through. Next page. Anyway. They landed the query and examined the radio. E.T. pointed toward the sky, and they sat down to wait. I just felt worried, but this is not a good example of E.T., so there you go. Saddens me. It hurts E.T.'s feelings, so there you go. Next page. Elliot woke up the cold next morning. E and E.T. were in the woods all night. By the time they got home, the people were searching for E.T. And they were in Elliot's home, okay? They were scientists, and they wanted to learn about E.T. They put him in the box to bring him into their lab. I may do this as a boring jokester episode, but why do you have to do that? He's not lonely, but he was lonely, but he needs to be back in space. Jesus. As Elliot was saying goodbye, E.T.'s chest started to glow. E.T.'s going home, E.T. said. I agree, yeah. Saddens me, I know. Does it mean they're coming? Asked Elliot. Yes, he said E.T. Elliot knew that it was his last chance to help E.T. Yeah. I don't know what to do with you, these scientists. That's just screwy. And these scientists are just... Yes, please ignore the family members in the background, but this is my screwed up with this scientist. I don't care about these scientists screw up with the alien, but this is not happening. Next page. Anyway. When the scientists were busy packing up their equipment, Elliot and Michael snuck up E.T. out of the house. Michael's friends bought their bikes. And they all raced to the woods. The scientists chased them. And I had to agree with this, but this is a good idea between the scientists from back then to be in space. You gotta do something. And this is the alien we're talking about. And the whole page of the book says this. To escape, E.T. needs his powers again. And all of the boys soar up in the sky. When they reached the forest, a giant spaceship was landing. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000,000%. So there you go. This alien needs to be some powers. To be having the sun like that. So there you go on that. And this is a part of the page of the book saying this. Elliot was sad that his friend had to go. E.T. was sad as well. The tip of E.T.'s finger lifted up. And he touched E.T.'s forehead. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Say E.T. Elliot knew he would always remember their extraordinary friendship. I agree with this alien right there. So, there you go. So, there you go on that. And the last page of the book says, that's it. Okay, that was it. Okay, that was basically it. So that was E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial Pop Classics. What do I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. That was Bedtime Stories, episode number 333. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. The next one's going to be Bedtime Stories, episode number 334, which is going to be about my win entry, giveaway, contest, win thing on Mr. K's Clubhouse presents Carry the Car. Original Mr. K's Clubhouse story. Now, excuse me, I got call remix again, and I gotta send this link to. I gotta get this raid to the stream. Till next time, so just Bob, so baby, you want me to pursue, so say out. See ya.